moving on to the next segment, which is kind of like the red flag segment. There's definitely been some stuff that's happened over the past few weeks in terms of different projects, tracing over things,
Mm-hmm.
blatantly ripping off code.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of stuff that's happened. So,
Yeah. I mean, if you've followed any of my social media over the last week or so, you've seen my opinions on a couple of these projects. Um, Basically, my biggest thing is like if you didn't make it yourself or pay somebody to make it for you for the purpose of releasing as an NFT project, you should not mint it and sell it. And you should especially not mint it and sell it as your own thing. You know what I mean?
when you're blatantly stealing somebody's code and not barely making any changes to it, you're
Yeah.
just creating rarities.
Yeah, it's just
It's
like if you don't own it, don't sell it. It's really that simple. Like,
exactly. So
and
it's just there's been a lot of crazy stuff. With Billionaire Bears Club, the goat thing that I don't really know too much about. Um, but it's just crazy. I mean, with Billionaire Bears Club, I kind of like. I think everybody who saw that knew. I
yeah.
just had to look at it once and be like,
Yeah,
"I'm
like I mean,
good."
I don't really like want to shit on anybody else's artistic style and everything, but like really do your own research. If you look at something and are like something about this looks strange, chances are there's something off about it, and you can do a little digging and realize, oh, this is clip art. Oh, this is stolen. Oh, that
Right.
like I don't know. Just do
Yeah,
your
because
own
it,
research.
it goes back to like what even Stone Age Hooligans and a few of these other projects just using stock images in their NFTs
Yeah.
and selling those as rarities.
Hmm.
It's just like the blatant lack of effort and just trying to get as much ADA and dip as fast as you can
Yeah.
that really saddens me that we've seen
Yeah, and
over
and
the course of the past month.
And the further we get into this, the more of those kinds of projects you're gonna see. That's the really unfortunate part. And it really puts a lot of pressure on the buyers to really look into these projects and make sure that these are legitimate projects. And I think it should put a lot of pressure on us as creators to call these projects out when we see them taking advantage of
Yeah,
of the situation, taking advantage because this is people's money and this is people's livelihoods, and just being like, oh well, there's an MIT license, so it's okay. Like legally, sure, it's okay, but
but ethically,
ethically, like
no.
you're making money hand over fist off of someone else's work, and I think that is really it's really wrong, and I think as creators in the space, when we see shit like that happen, we should say something.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 100% on board. Um, but yeah, it's just really sad seeing that. Jazzy Fresh says crypto crows. Yeah, that's kind of what they are. Just picking off the as much flesh as they can before they get called out. It's ridiculous. And
And like
but
I
I
see people that like come into they're brand fucking new to the space, and they're like,
mhm.
oh well, these generative flowers look amazing. I'm gonna mint this as my first project ever, and I'm gonna be able to flip it and make a shitload of money, and then go back and buy more stuff. And they don't know that this generative flower that they're super stoked about is stolen code, and they've just blown all their money on a worthless NFT, basically.
Right. Like it's one thing if you have a team and you know, eh, you're creating everything as a sole purpose to make NFTs. But if
Hmm.
you're just blatantly ripping off somebody's work and just stealing it from them,
Yeah,
you can't do that. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
So, but the good news is, I think we've had a lot of really good discussions recently about like what makes a project worth investing in,
Hmm.
and you know, is it the community? Is it the art? Is it if you just like it? Um, and I think this is definitely going to hold a lot more creators more responsible as we get deeper into the CNFT space because maybe there's a few people in the scene that have never, even dabbled into Ethereum NFTs, and they're just now starting in the Cardano space, and they don't know what's right, they don't know what's wrong. And so to kind of like see all of this happen, we're getting a really good like no list
Yeah,
put in
definitely.
place,
Definitely.
So I think it's going to hold a lot of creators accountable, which is good.
Yeah, for sure.